What's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed the first part of this manhwa recap. The story continues with the best hunter Muhammad Ali saying to his assistant to pass along a business card with the ring to our MC. And it's best not to approach him because he'll be on guard against anyone because of the artifact. And to tell our MC that it's a gift from someone who would like to make friends with him in the distant future. Meanwhile, our MC is deeply immersed on the views he got on internet and thinks it is enough to make him rich. Then a system message saying, "Video recording completed" appears on his front. Meanwhile, a little girl is asking our protagonist if he is selling the jelly. However, our protagonist is surprised by the fact that the video recording is done by system and it even promises anonymity. He thinks that not uploading the video will be foolish. Meanwhile, the girl repeatedly calls him. And he doesn't pay attention to it. He thinks that if he grows someday, there won't be a more broken trait than his. When he ignores the girl completely, her dad comes to him and calls him angrily. He says that his child have been asking him if he sells the jelly. When our protagonist hears this, he was fearful and replies that yes, of course. It is for sale. Then the customer leave the shop and our protagonist sighs. He thinks that there is no way they would actually give him the SS grade item. But if by some chance they really do, then he want to earn money to live comfortably forever. And become as strong as Muhammad Ali, basking in the attention of the whole world. He thinks that just a while ago this was something he couldn't even dream of. And now it feels actually possible. Suddenly a message comes from Muhammad Ali saying that he will give the elemental ring with no conditions. After hearing that people are in a frenzy, they thinks that will Muhammad Ali give his elemental ring? Is he crazy? Our protagonist is also surprised by this reply. Then we are shown the secretary of Muhammad Ali talking to our protagonist regarding the delivery of elemental ring. She says that she will escort him to his house and Muhammad Ali would like to see him for once. When he reached his home, he lays in his bed and looks at the ring and thinks that it is a fake one. Then the system shows him the properties of the elemental ring. After seeing it, he understood it was genuine. He thinks this is not the time to be lying around. And his magic went up from 0 to 40, so he should go to hunt in a field right away. Then our protagonist thinks status window in his mind and the system shows his stats that has strength 1, agility 1, stamina 1 and magic 1. He thinks that with this stat of 1 in all attribute, it's probably too much for him to go to the fields right away. He thinks that he needs an armor to go to a field. But to buy that he needs money. He gets up from his bed and looks at his uploaded videos views and thinks that the views from the video he uploaded the other day might be enough to make enough cash. However, he thinks that he still do not want to reveal his identity through channel verification. He ponders in his mind, is there a good way to make money? Then he sees an article in the internet about healers being a pain in the field. He sees that healers are making more money than the hunters on field, so he decides to be a healer. And reads the article carefully. The article says that healers are the real deal. Even those who look down on them, saying field raiders are better, wouldn't go hunting without healers at the field entrance. He thinks that this is right. He needs to copy a skill of a healer which can cure a wound which needs amputation. He thinks that this is a jackpot for him. And if one person comes, he can earn more than his usual job. Then he copies the skills of a healer and goes to a D-grade swamp field in Seoul Grand Park. He thinks that all the good sports were taken, so this is what he is left with. He thinks that the next time he comes, he should at least bring something to pass the time. At that time, a boy was carrying a girl in his arms who is heavily injured and comes in front of our protagonist. Our protagonist was in his world humming something and looking at his phone and thinks that if he doesn't go to the field, there is no danger. However, the boy who was carrying the girl comes to him. He had a scary and menacing look on his face. Our MC, at first he was overwhelmed by his presence. Then he looked at both of them accessing the situation. The interlocutor started to say something. He demands to our MC to ready his healing skills. Our protagonist was surprised to hear this. He thinks that no matter how urgent it is rude to spout informal speech right off the bat. Our MC is very angry about the way the boy talks. He questions himself by thinking in his mind if he is in some kind of convenience store. He thinks to himself that even though his skills are copied ones, it's a C-grade healing technique with some juicy options. He thinks that he needs to say something to him. He said, "Hey, look here. You need to pay 2,000 up front." When they paid, he treated them like VIP customers and says, "This way, please." He is terrified and disgusted by the wound caused to her. The boy who took her to our MC tells our MC to hurry up. Our MC in a panic thinks that he had only seen these kind of wounds in movies and this was his first time in real life. He questions himself. Will he be able to activate his skills properly? He thinks he need to pull it off. And he activated his skill Light of Recovery. He attaches the severed arm back and he treated her. After everything was over, he went back to his house and laid on the bed. He was shocked to think that they would demand healing 3 times. He thinks that even though they paid money, if he didn't had the elemental ring, he would have been in trouble. He was wondering why and what was the cause of such a wound and what in the world happened on the field. He thinks that one thing is for sure. He can quit his part-time job and was wondering that now he had money. What should he do? Should he do investments in stock or crypto? He thinks for now he needs to earn SP for growth. Suddenly, our protagonist gets a tutorial quest. It says him to try raising the level of sub-trait passive income. His system message shows that passive income is one of the key methods for acquiring SP, essential for growth of skill master. It also reminds him that he should not forget that raising the level of passive income is the top priority for growth. And the reward for the completion of the quest is 100 SP, and the activation of sub-trait. Protagonist thinks that he was wondering why traits have levels. It turns out you can level up them by spending SP points. He thinks it takes 100 SP to level up his sub-trait passive income. Then the system shows the level of his sub-trait passive income and how to gain SP. He thinks in his mind that he must complete this quest, and looks for the SP he currently has. And the system window shows that he has 70 SP. He thinks that since he gets 10 SP a day from passive income, he can complete the quest in 3 days. So what he need to focus on the meanwhile was. But before he could say anything more, he was interrupted by the room service. He replies to the room service that he was coming out, and thinks in his mind it is to enjoy a hotel vacation and says no and corrects himself by saying no. Researching new skill combination to copy. He watches a girl performing magic in his TV and eats his food. While watching, he thinks S-grade or higher skills revealed in video are practically extinct. Even if he copies them, they disappear after 12 o'clock. So they need to be recorded in video for him to use whenever he wanted. He thinks in his mind that Muhammad Ali casually revealed an SS grade skill is an unusual one and he thanks him. He thinks if he level up, maybe he will be able to use copied skills permanently. After this, he thinks he should split skills into ones to use now and ones for later use, and put them in playlist. He thinks he need to add body hardening just in case something happens, and teleportation. After this he added a bunch of skills in his playlist, and thinks internet skill shopping is the best and he praises it. After that he finishes his meal and says he can't take it anymore, and thinks of how he had registered as a healer with user association. He thinks about how he can use healing buff and a bunch of other magic, and how it will affect his value in the user organization. And jokingly thinks that what if some beauty liked him and send him a love letter. After saying this he sleeps and the next day he goes to the same sport he went yesterday. There he met a beautiful lady, who was talking to him about how grateful she was to him. Our protagonist kept staring at her and she asks, "Don't you remember me?" Our protagonist was shocked and replied no and says, "You are too beautiful to have any connection with me there." After hearing this, the girl replies to him that a few days ago her brother brought her here for healing. After hearing this our protagonist remembers and says, "Oh, you are the one with the severed arm," and thinks in his mind that he thought she was his girlfriend since he spends so much money on her. The girl smilingly says to him that she was glad that she could thank him and says if he hadn't been there she might have died. After saying this, she asked him if he had a party. Our protagonist replies, "No." And then she asked if you have a affiliated guild. And our protagonist replies no. She says perfect. And she says to him about how their party needs a temporary healer. After hearing this, in our protagonist's mind, he thinks, oh, I am not ready to go to a field yet, so I need to decline this. She asks our protagonist, if you have time, would you like to grab a coffee and talk? And ask him about his contact information and says if you give me your number I will contact you. After hearing this, our protagonist was mesmerized by the idea of a beautiful lady calling him, and was going to reply to her. Suddenly a heart-piercing noise comes from the field, and a person was carrying a man who got injured in the field. The man who carried the injured was saying, he need a healer who can cure status elements. After seeing this, our protagonist was scared, and he goes to the person who needs healing and heals him. After this, he takes the cash and look at the girl, and says, I am sorry. Party playing is too much for my level. After hearing this, the girl replies that she have S rank tank and S rank mage in the party and they can carry him. But our protagonist collect his money and rolls his mat and leaves saying sorry. The girl says him to wait a second and hold on. He thinks, how can this be safe? It's so embarrassing, and will he be ever able to get to a party with a beauty like this? He runs from there to his house. While running, he thinks that he will quickly gather enough SP and become a powerful mage. After this, the scene shifts towards a bustling city at night. After this, we are shown the protagonist saying that finally the long-awaited day is here. He looks at his phone and it shows midnight 12 o'clock. Then his status window shows that he obtained 10 SP through the skill passive income. He uses his 100 SP points to upgrade his skill passive income into level 2. After this, system window shows that his unique sub-trait has leveled up, and shows the new perks of the skill after leveling up. Our protagonist was delighted to see the SP points gained from the trait passive income to increase by 5-fold after leveling it up. He thinks that he should check the quest reward for the tutorial quest. Then the system window shows that completion of tutorial quest, and rewarding him with 100 SP points and awakening a new sub-trait, called Trait Bestowal. It bestows a random unique trait after copying a skill. After accepting the rewards, our protagonist explains what a unique trait represents. He says that it represents the user's tendencies, and users can use all the same skill through skill books. However, the power of the skill varies greatly from user to user, and this is fundamentally due to the difference in unique traits each user has. He thinks that this naturally leads to a disadvantage for a skill master. When a person without a unique trait uses the skills, its performance is inferior to the original users. Though the meteor skill in the tutorial map was an exception, and says with some doubt in his mind, from now on, copied skills will also have unique trait attached to them. He thinks, however, the word random bothers him. He thinks he will have to try it himself to make sure of it. He thinks it's about time he graduated from being a healer for hire. Then his system window shows a quest to hunt monsters using copied skills, and mentions the rewards. After seeing this, our protagonist looks at the system window and pauses, then says, it really feels like someone is watching him in real time and giving quests. The system window was slightly shocked after hearing this, and our MC after saying this thinks, if it's for hunting, should I copy this fire skill for practice? And thinks, well, since it's random, he don't really expect anything good to come out, and is just trying it out. After saying this, he copies the skill. He got a unique trait called Ignition, and it affects the target by burning it for 60 seconds. After seeing this, his doubt deepens and he thinks, is there really someone behind the quest window? After this, we are shown the scene in a field. Our protagonist stands outside the path of the field and thinks, is this the boundary between the field and reality? After calming himself down, he thinks, it was cost-effective, but he brought all the gear he needed with all the money he had, and it should be fine going into the field. After saying this, he says all right then, goodbye to the life as a healer for hire, and welcomes his hunting life. After this, the next day, we are shown some articles on internet. A person asks on internet, have you heard about a person called Fire Psycho? A person replies to that, you mean that psycho who massacred mobs with fireball at the sheep farm field? Some other person replies, yeah, he is a total psycho. He was grinning while killing mobs. Another person replies, I saw that too. It was the first time in my life I felt sorry for mobs. And some other person says that some guild tried to recruit him last time, but he turned them down. Maybe because he didn't like being called Fire Psycho. Then we are shown three nobodies asking a person, would you like to join our guild? And they says they will give him VIP treatment. After seeing this, our protagonist was trying to say that it wasn't why he turned them down. He says, yeah, he is the one who rejected an offer from an S rank beauty. Then, it is revealed that the person who people called Fire Psycho is our protagonist. He thinks, did I grin while hunting? After this, we are shown a person who uses his magic on a buffalo-looking monster, and he says, what's wrong with this? After this, hordes of monsters are burned and a person was grinning and laughing. He tries to remember how he hunted monsters. He thinks that he remembers getting really excited because mobs were dying so easily. Remembering this, he become embarrassed. After this, the system window shows the completion of the quest and obtaining 200 SP and a new trait called efficiency as rewards. The new trait helps him reduce mana cost of a skill by 10%. Our protagonist thinks that he was about to stop hunting because of running out of mana, but the tutorial quest reward made him move forward in hunting, because it helps him to reduce the mana used to cast spells. After this, he checks the internet. He saw an article saying about the Fire Psycho clearing the Obsidian boss monster raid. Some people could not believe this. They argued that to kill it you need to be at least level 15 and need large firepower. However, a person said that he saw our MC killing the Obsidian bear. To know how our MC killed the Obsidian bear, and for more part, like and subscribe to our channel.